Do you feel like you didn't achieve so much this year? I mean, maybe you took stock of how your year went and you realized that there's so much more you could have done, so many things you could have ticked off, your list, so much you could have explored that you didn't. Or are you just tired of setting new year goals and resolutions year in, year out that don't work, and you find out at the end of the year that you were unable to achieve those goals? If that sounds like you and you're willing to go into 2024, into the new year, new you, new year, and you're hoping to achieve all your goals in 2024 without killing yourself for it, then this is the video you should be watching. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the lazy but effective method I and so many of my friends use to achieve all our goals. No, it does not involve creating vision boards, does not involve creating mood boards, or even creating smart goals, setting smart goals. I mean, I know those kind of work, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for many people that I know. And vision boards and mood boards can, quite frankly, take a lot of time, right? So I prefer the lazy but effective approach. And if this seems like something you will be interested in, then welcome aboard. My name is Oyin Consolame, and on this channel I talk about all things personal development, career growth, helping you achieve your goals, taking you from where you are to where you want to be without necessarily, killing yourself for it. First off, let's practice the art of gratitude. I know that you might feel a bit disappointed because you didn't achieve all the goals you wanted to achieve this year. And when you look at other people saying, oh, I did this, I did that, you feel like, I didn't do so much this year. Is there anything to be thankful for? But I want you to know that the fact that you're here at this time is something that you should be grateful for. You should be thankful for. So let's just take some time off to be grateful. You've done so much, regardless of how the year turned out. You put in so much work to the best of your capacity, and let's just be grateful for that. So I will be discussing, like I said earlier, lazy but effective strategies, and I wrote so much about this in detail in my new book, The Lazy Guide to Success, somewhere here, that you can get for free in the description after this video. This video is like a summary of the things I explored there, so you can get as much benefit from this video, but like in the book it's more in detail, it's more in depth, so you can get that in the description after this video. So heading right into it, the first thing you want to do, which also serves as a basis for the other steps that we're going to be exploring, is number one, self-discovery and awareness. Many people do not know themselves, and you might actually not know yourself too. I mean, you might know basic things like what's your favorite color or what's your favorite food, talking stage questions. But when you're placed in certain scenarios, or when you're faced with different situations or challenges or goals, how do you act within those environments? How do you act within those scenarios? Many people do not know that, right? So the first step you want to do is take out some time before the new year to actually answer some questions about yourself, to know who exactly you are, right? And when it comes to knowing yourself, there are three things you're going to want to focus on. The first one is personality. So personality is basically who you are, your kind of person, your favorite color, all those things, your favorite color, your favorite shoes and all of that. But beyond that, you also want to know what ticks you, what excites you, what makes you feel worried, what scares you, what how you react in different situations. In the workbook that comes with my book, I have created a list of questions, 20 simple questions to get you started on this, and you can get that in the description like I said earlier. But basically, you just want to take some time out to ask yourself questions like, okay, so if I were in XYZ situation, how would a typical reaction be like? You can also just observe yourself in different scenarios and see how you react to them, right? So that's the first one. The second thing you want to know about yourself is your productivity style, and this includes how productive can you actually be? What time of the day are you productive? What time of the day are you least productive? What kind of things do you find easy to do? What kind of things do you find that you're self-driven, you don't need external motivation to do? What kind of things inspire you? These are questions that can help you know the things that really matter to you and prevent you from putting in your energy in things that do not matter, putting in your energy in things that are not rewarding to you, putting in your energy or forcing yourself to do things. So basically, the goal of self-awareness and observing yourself, self-discovery and awareness, is that you want to tailor your life towards what already works, towards who you are. You're not trying to change yourself in 2023. I know when people are saying, oh, these are, you can change yourself. I think it's difficult to change yourself. I think the goal is to try to make the most of who you currently are, maximize what you currently do to achieve the best results, right? So the first one I said is personality. The second one is productivity. What works for you when you're most productive, all of that good stuff. The third one you want to know is about your relationships. What are the relationships you hold there? Who are the people you walk to when you have good news? Who are the people you tell when you have bad news? Who are the people you share your wins with? Who are the people you're accountable to? If you do not have answers to these questions yet, I mean, it might take some time to think about it. Some names might be popping off your head, but if you don't have answers to these questions yet, I also provide a guide as to help you, find who those people are. And it is important because going forward, you're going to have a role to play in your success in 2024. So first off, I said self-awareness and discovery. And I said you have to know 1, your personality, you have to know 2, your productivity style, and 3, your relationships and how you interact with them. That's number 1. So the second step to this lazy guide is defining success for you. Defining what success looks like for you. Remember that I said we're not trying to make you a different person. We're not trying to change you overnight. We're trying to make the most of who you currently are and what you currently do to achieve the most success. So 2, what would success look like for you? Before you jump off to say, oh, success will mean having 10,000 subscribers, or success will mean having $10,000 every month in my account, or success, think deeply about the things that really matter to you. If you carried out the exercise in step 1, it would already give you an insight. For example, one of the questions that in the workbook is, when you wake up early in the morning, what are the 3 thoughts that come to your mind? What are the 3 things that come to your mind? And this question is particularly important because the things that come to our mind early in the morning are usually the things we are more, passionate, more concerned about, the things that are pressing in our hearts, right? So if you answer the questions properly in stage 1, in the first step, and you understand yourself better, simple 20 questions, it will help you know the things that truly matter to you. And it is based on the things that truly matter to you that you will now carve out what your success story would be, or what success would be like. So you have to define success on your own terms, not what the world is telling you success should be like. Not because someone is saying they read 40 books in a year, you have to read 40 books in a year. No. If reading 1 book in a year is what success would be like for you, considering your personality, considering your productivity, considering the things that matter to you, and considering how you interact with people around the world, if 1 book is going to be success for you, then go for it. So basically, you have to define success on your own terms, and then when you have the things that matter to you, you want to attach them. So I have a formula as to deciding what's a good success story or successful event for you would be like. And basically, you want to pick things that you're passionate about. Number 1, attach them to a cause that is bigger than you, and then 3, attach that to an emotion you want to feel. So for example, if you want to, start a restaurant in a small city, and that is what success would look like for you, you want to attach that to a bigger goal. So why do you want to start a small restaurant in your city? Could it be because you want to ensure that people in your community have access to really good food at affordable prices? Is it because you want to be able to support your family? Is it because you just want to attach something really bigger than yourself? That is if you're a nice person, a kind person, and so that kind of fuels you. And then you're thinking, if I'm able to do this, what would the emotion be like for me? Would the emotion be that you feel more competent, you feel like a good person, or you feel like you can give back to the world, give back to society? If those are the emotions you're gunning for, you want to attach it there. So you write something like, I want to open a small restaurant in my city so that people in my community can access good food and I can feel like I'm giving back to the society. Yes, that's it. So in line with defining what success is for you, you also want to ensure that it is a small basic goal, right? And remember, if you notice, I've been talking about just one. There's a reason, and I'll talk about that later. So number 3, when you have decided on the success story that you want to start with, you're now going to plan that success story in seasons, right? What do I mean by seasons? For every goal you're trying to achieve, there are different stages to achieving it. So there is the planting. The planting season is where you gather all the resources that you need to achieve that particular goal or that particular success story. This is where you get started on it. What are the basic things that you need? Okay, you want to start a restaurant. What are the things? You have to do your research. You have to look for a right location. You have to find how you're going to afford the down payment. All of that. So that's the planting phase. For the next phase is the watering phase, and this is where you're investing resources and all the things you need to ensure that this goal is achieved, to ensure that the seeds germinate, right? There is the harvesting phase, which is hopefully if you did phase 1 and phase 2, season 1 and season 2 well, you are harvesting the rewards of what you've done. And then there's last season, which is the replanting or the reinvesting season, and that is where you pick feedback from things that happened in the previous season and implement them into your next success story. So basically, it is simple it just helps to put your mind in different categories, because I like to work in stages, I like to work in seasons and phases. So if you know that you're working on the planting, so like I said earlier, pick just one. Like, you're not trying to achieve 100 things, you're just trying to achieve that one thing that you know that by the end of the year, if you're able to achieve this thing, you will be successful. That's what you want to pick, right? And when you pick that, I said break them into smaller stories, right? And then I said when you pick the smallest bits of what you have to work with, that's what you start with, and then you break even that further into seasons. So how much time should you put in this seasons? Really, it depends on the requirements of the season. I also have a formula. Like I said, the workbook is really important. I have a formula in my workbook that can help you allocate time. Now, I'm a retrospective person, which means that I do not start off by allocating time. I examine the needs, the goals, and then examine or estimate how much time will be required before allocating time to that particular success story or goal. So I think it's something you would want to do, to so you evaluate, okay, this is what the planting season will be like for this is what the watering season will be like for this, and then you will allocate the time. That way you are not feeling pushed, you're not feeling like, oh, you have to meet a deadline. You're creating the deadline for yourself, you're creating the time for yourself, and it works, right? Because you're in charge. And when you're in charge, your body likes to feel like it is in control, right? So this particular tip helps you feel like you are in charge. So the fourth step is to get accountable. Remember when I mentioned in your self-awareness and discovery stage that you need to know about your relationships with people? This is where they come in. So basically, you need 3 people in your life, in your sphere, to help you achieve these goals. The first one are the inspirators, the second one are the motivators, and the third one are the accountants, right? You need people who inspire you around you. You don't necessarily have to be friends with them, you just need them within your circle. You need to be following them on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on YouTube, just following them where they can be on your radar. That's number one. Then you need the motivators. Your motivators are usually your close friends who believe so much in your goal, right? Who believe in what you're doing and will support you. There are people you tell when you have good news, people you run to when you have bad news, people you celebrate with. So you want to have them. Then thirdly, you want to have the accountants, and the accountant are people that keep you accountable, right? It could be just one person, it could be just 2 people. I do not recommend that your accountants are your motivators, because it just gets dicey when someone who really cares about you has to also keep you accountable. Not because they don't want to, but because they can be a bit too nice, and you don't want that, right? So you want people that are accountable to you. Sorry, I'll keep you accountable to your goals. These are people that reach out. If you say, okay, you're trying to you're opening your own YouTube channel in 2024, they come to you in January and say, okay, so how far, what have you done so far, what do you need help with, what resources are holding you back, why have you not done this is a resource. You need people like that in your circle. So stay accountable, find your own tribe. Join communities if you have to, right? These communities will help you bring the best out of you. So the 5th one is rewards. Basically, while designing your success stories, you also want to have rewards for what you're going to do. Now, if you've been following up until this point, cheers, because it's been a long video, sorry about that. But you want to have one success. I keep reiterating that you need just one thing to go. Don't think of doing 100 things at once. When you're writing your list for 2024, do not write 5 things. Just write this one thing and move with it. Don't care about the other things you want to do until you're done with this. Trust me, you're going to achieve this one thing much faster, and then it's going to propel you to achieve the other things. So as I was saying, back to your success story. If you've decided that this is what you're working on and these are the seasons you've put them into, the next step is to put rewards. So at the end of every milestone, at the end of every season, you want to put rewards to sort of encourage you to keep going. And these rewards don't have to be something grand. There should be something that, 1, you can afford, 2, you cannot afford to get every time. So you can afford, that means your reward is in your capacity, and then 2, you cannot afford to get it every time because it will wreck your bank or wreck your health or something like that. So I speak more about choosing the right rewards and following up with your rewards and affording your rewards in the book. So ensure you read the book. And then finally, get started. I know this get started part might seem like it's not a step, but like you really need to get started right now. As I speak, once you stop watching this video, I need you to, number 1, download the workbook that comes with the book. Download the workbook that comes with the book. But even if you're not getting that, I need you to get a sheet of paper and start say, okay, stage 1, self-discovery, and ask yourself questions. You can also go online to get some questions that can help. But you really just want to know yourself more. Write it down. Stage 2, what is success like for me? You need to start like right now, today, as you're watching this video. What is success like for me? What's that one thing that if I achieved by 2024, I would have been successful? You need to write that down. Or is it too big? Do I need to break into smaller stories? Write it down. Next stage is that you say, how do I plan this into seasons? How much time will this take? Actually, for this stage, you might need to read a book to understand better how to plan it, in seasons. But yeah, how much time will this take? What season will this be? How will this align with my other plans for my life, other goals? Write it down. Oh, who are the people I'm accountable to? Who are the people I have to reach out to follow up with me on this goal? Write it down. And then just like that, you started. And when you have something like that, then finally you need productivity hacks. So I have lazy productivity hacks that I also explain in the book. Oh my god, I actually wrote a lot in that book. I also explain in that book lazy productivity hacks that cover things like how to find your productive hours and how to make the most of them, how to set up your mental space for work, how to set up your physical space for work, how to ensure that you're doing so much passively, that kind of doing that you're not doing too much, but things are getting done, So get the book if you haven't, to enjoy, the lazy hacks that I put there and how to get rewards and in-depth, explanation of all the things that I've spoken of. So once again, I apologize that this video is long. I just had to cover a lot. But if you're looking to having a successful 2024, I'm pretty sure you don't find this video that long, right? I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you watched it up until this point, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. Please, it's so important to start now. And please start. All right. What else do I have to say before I go? Give me a minute. Okay, so if you did exercises 1 and 2, or maybe you're stuck in exercise 1 and you do not know what you like, or you're not sure what your interests will be, or you don't even know what success will be like for you in 2024, I have another video that talks about exploring your different interests and how to choose a career path to get started, right? You can watch that video in my channel to sort of get started. If you're feeling stuck in life, or you're feeling like you don't know what to do with your life, or you don't know where to get started, I also have another video about getting yourself unstuck from that situation, so you can watch that also. So you can connect with me, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I will put everything in the description. Get the book, it is for free. It is a very free book, so get the book, and looking forward to having a successful 2024 with you. Once again, my name is Inkosolami. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you found this helpful, please share, like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.